Bills Mafia, what's up? Before we jump into today's breaking story, let me start with something this organization keeps repeating behind closed doors. The Buffalo Bills are working relentlessly to improve, to evolve, and to sharpen every edge so they can deliver the results this fan base deserves. Every meeting, every signing, every conversation happening right now at One Bills Drive is rooted in that simple mission: get better. And if you're ready for another season of big moves, bold decisions, and championship-level ambition, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our exclusive Bills updates. Bills Mafia, if you want to check out the official Buffalo Bills store, the link is in the description and in the comments. Tons of new Sideline gear and hoodies available. Because today, Bills Mafia, we're diving into one of the hottest, most important storylines of the entire 2026 offseason. Are the Buffalo Bills the next home for Super Bowl champion wide receiver Mike Evans? And what does that mean for the future of Keon Coleman? Let's break this all down. Now, let's be real. Heading into the 2026 season, the Bills have one glaring issue on the offensive side of the ball. You know it, I know it, Brandon Beane knows it. They still don't have a true WR1. They've tried to fix it. Free agency swings, draft investments, internal development, but that alpha dog, that every down, take over a game, defensive coordinators lose sleep WR1, it's still missing. And if the Bills want to get through the AFC, if they want to stand toe-to-toe with Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Houston, they must solve this, period. That's why national insiders keep connecting Buffalo to first-round prospects at the upcoming NFL draft, but also to veteran free agents who could immediately stabilize the room. And one name is rising above the noise: Mike Evans. NBC Sports insider Matthew Berry came out of the NFL Combine saying he believes Evans is likely done in Tampa Bay, and Buffalo has emerged as a legitimate landing spot. That's not speculation from a fan forum. That's from someone plugged directly into agents and front office talk. According to him, Tampa Bay loves the guy. Of course they do. But with their commitment to Chris Godwin and a young, talented receiver room behind him, they appear ready to move on from their longtime star, and that opens the door for Buffalo in a major way. Let's talk about what Evans brings. We're talking about one of the most consistently dominant wide receivers of the last decade. 11 1,000-yard seasons in 12 years, a Super Bowl ring, multiple All-Pro selections, a red zone monster, a physical jump ball threat, a technician who wins in the intermediate game. And even though he missed 9 games last season, he still put up 368 yards and 3 touchdowns in 8 appearances, proving he's still got juice when healthy. Is he 33 years old? Yes. Is he the long-term answer? No. Would he instantly be the best receiver on Buffalo's roster the moment he signs? Absolutely. He's the perfect bridge, a stopgap superstar who gives Buffalo stability, leadership, and a true WR1 presence, while buying the front office time to find or develop the next big thing. But here's where things get interesting, because while Evans is the potential outside addition, the conversation inside Buffalo right now is centered around a player already in the building: Keon Coleman. Now, Bills fans, you already know the drama here. After Sean McDermott was fired, owner Terry Pegula tried defending Brandon Beane by saying the coaching staff, not the GM, wanted to draft Coleman in 2023. Whether he meant to or not, he threw Coleman into the spotlight and created speculation about whether the young receiver was even part of the team's future plans. That immediately sparked trade rumors, media speculation, fan debates, national talk shows picking it apart. But this week, we finally got clarity. On NFL Network's The Insiders, Cameron Wolfe said the Bills do not want to trade Keon Coleman. In fact, both Brandon Beane and new head coach Joe Brady told Wolfe directly that they believe Coleman is headed for a breakout season in 2026. That's big. That's intentional. That's not an accident. Wolfe also reported that Coleman's agent met with Terry Pegula, and the owner told him personally how much he loves Coleman and wants him here. That meeting matters. If there was tension, if there were real issues, that conversation doesn't happen like that. And now Wolfe believes it would take a day 2 draft pick to pry Coleman out of Buffalo. Translation: the Bills aren't shopping him. They aren't entertaining lowball offers, and they're not giving up on a 22-year-old with elite size, strength, and red zone ability. This is a player who dominated at Michigan State, transferred to Florida State, earned all ACC honors, and entered the NFL as a high-upside, high-ceiling receiver. Buffalo took him with the 31st overall pick for a reason. And last year, he wasn't spectacular, but he was solid. 36 catches, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns in 13 games. He showed growth, he showed physicality, and more importantly, the Bills still believe in him. So let's connect the dots. What happens if the Bills land Mike Evans and hold on to Keon Coleman? You suddenly have Evans as a veteran WR1, Coleman as your ascending WR2 or WR3, Dalton Kincaid owning the middle of the field, Curtis Samuel or another slot option, and a rookie prospect added to the mix. That's how you transform a weakness into a strength. That's how you help Josh Allen return to MVP form. That's how you attack the AFC with firepower instead of patchwork. That's how you open up Joe Brady's offense to its full potential. Because right now, the Bills have depth, but not dominance. They have potential, but not certainty. And Evans is the kind of presence that stabilizes everything instantly. The question is going to be price, contract structure, and whether Evans prioritizes winning above money at this stage of his career. Buffalo can't outbid everyone, but they can offer something many teams can't: a top-tier quarterback and a real path to a Lombardi. And Evans, a proven champion, knows exactly what that's worth. Joe Brady came into the head coaching search with a unique challenge. He wasn't an outsider like other candidates. He wasn't walking in with complete mystery or unfamiliarity. He was the team's offensive coordinator. The Bills already knew him, knew his habits, his philosophy, and the way he approached game planning. That can be a disadvantage. Familiarity sometimes makes it harder to impress people. But according to reporting from NFL insider Albert Breer, Brady absolutely crushed the interview process and left the Bills' general manager Brandon Beane feeling something he did not expect: clarity. One of the most fascinating details Breer shared is how the Bills handled the interviews. Instead of relying on their existing knowledge of Brady, or even Daboll, who also interviewed, the organization made a rule. Every single candidate had to pretend they were walking into the building for the first time. No shortcuts, no assumptions, just one clean slate. Brandon Beane explained it like this: "Everyone, walk into this room as if we've never met you. Tell us how you grew up. What's your family life like? How did you start your career? Walk us through all of it." The idea was to evaluate each candidate fairly, no favorites, no biases. And according to Breer, Brady embraced this challenge more naturally than anyone expected. While most candidates did their Zoom interviews from Florida, Brady was already in his office at One Bills Drive working. He wasn't preparing for the interview, he was preparing for the 2026 season. That detail alone stood out to Beane. It sent a message. Joe Brady wasn't waiting to see if he got the job. He already felt the responsibility of leading the Buffalo Bills, whether he had the title or not. But that wasn't the part that impressed Beane the most. What truly moved the needle was Brady's honesty about how the season ended. Buffalo's playoff loss was difficult. The offense put up 30 points, and many fans felt the defense came up short. But Brady didn't hide behind that narrative. He didn't point fingers. He didn't use the scoreboard as a shield. Instead, Beane said something that stuck with him. Brady took accountability, real accountability. "He truly believes we could have done more," Beane told Breer. "I've been with Joe after losses where one could argue the offense kept us in the game, and Joe's like, we could have done more." That mindset is rare in the NFL. Coaches often protect themselves, protect their numbers, protect their unit, but Joe Brady didn't want excuses. He wanted solutions. And for an organization desperate to finally get over the hump, that tone resonated. The Bills made the decision to move on from McDermott because they needed a leader who believed that this roster, this quarterback, this locker room could reach the Super Bowl. Not just maybe, not if everything goes perfectly, but confidently, aggressively, and with conviction. Brady walked into the interview saying exactly what the organization needed to hear, and more importantly, he said it with a track record that backed it up. Remember, under Brady, the Bills' offense didn't just survive mid-season adversity. It evolved, it adapted, it returned to explosive, creative football that put Josh Allen back into MVP form rhythm. The locker room responded to him, the players trusted him, and the momentum was real. And now, Bills Mafia, that momentum is rolling directly into a full offseason with Brady at the helm. Another important layer to this story is how Bean evaluated culture during the interview process. He didn't just want to hear scheme talk, he wanted to hear about the person behind the coach, where they came from, what drives them, what their standards are. And according to Breer, Brady opened up in a way that gave the committee confidence that his leadership wasn't just X's and O's, it was authenticity. This resonates deeply because Buffalo isn't a franchise built on flash or big market noise. The team's identity has always come from blue-collar resilience and emotional intelligence in the building. Brady fits that mold perfectly. He's demanding without being arrogant, passionate without being reckless, and competitive without hiding behind bravado. When he said, "We could have done more," Bean believed him, not because he said the right words, but because that's who he has always been. Make no mistake, the Bills didn't promote Brady simply because he was familiar. They promoted him because when put through the same rigorous evaluation as every external candidate, he offered the clearest and most convincing path to the Super Bowl. In Bean's own words, the team felt Brady gave them their best chance to reach that goal. So, Bills Mafia, here's where I turn it over to you. Should the Bills sign Mike Evans as their 2026 WR1? Do you think he's the missing piece this offense needs? And what are your expectations for Keon Coleman, breakout star or trade candidate? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this is one of the most important debates of the offseason. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because we'll keep you bringing you every insider report, every rumor, every roster move, and every piece of Bills news the second it happens. And don't forget, the official Bills store link is down below if you want to check out the newest gear. Thanks for watching, Bills Mafia, and as always, go Bills.